In the last video, we were able to successfully link our domain name to our VPS web hosting or whatever hosting account you are using. Maybe a reseller hosting, maybe a shared hosting, it may be a dedicated server. But we did a successful link of the VPS and the domain using the domain name server. Now in this video, what we are going to do is that we are going to host that account. We are going to host that domain on the VPS server, and we are going to test to see that anyone from anywhere in the world can access that site, and that means we are live with our website. The last thing we just need to do is that we need to build out that site and put some content on that site using softwares that are available for us to use, either for free or for paid, whatever the choice you want to use for building out your website. So in this video, what we are going to do is that we are going to create that account, and we are going to be working with the CWP, that's the control web panel that we installed earlier. So if you've not installed your control web panel or you are not using CWP, you need to find out the steps for hosting a site on whatever control panel that you are using. This video will be centered around control web panel. So the first thing you want to do is that in your browser, you want to navigate to the IP address of your server, and you want to log in to the dashboard of your server. And you can easily do that by going to the IP address of your server, which I'm just going to put in the IP address of my own server, and then you are going to do a colon and you are going to do 2030. Now when you do 2030, this will take you to the admin panel of your CWP website. Now you really don't need to remember this address. You don't have to memorize it, but the first time you want to create an account, it's important that you use this method. After you have hosted one domain, we will stop using the numbers that you see that we are accessing the control panel with, and you just access directly with your domain name. But because we've not hosted your domain previously and no domain has been hosted previously on this server, we have to access the server with the IP address and a colon, then we put in 2030, which goes to the admin panel of the server. So I'm just going to navigate to the admin panel of that server. Of course, you may see a notice that says your connection is not private, blah blah blah, your certificate is invalid. This is our server, and we know that there is nothing malicious on the server. So you just want to go to the advanced section and you want to proceed to your server, and then you have the control panel of your server. So you want to enter your username, which of course, like we've been discussing, is your root, and then you want to put in the password to your server. Now all this information should have been given to you when your server was created by your VPS provider. So your IP address, the username, and the password of your server would have been given to you, and you can access your server with these details. So once you put in your password, you click to log in, and you will be taken to the control panel of your server. Now, once you are taken to the control panel of your server, the next thing you want to do is that you want to create a package. Now, a package is like a predefined rule for the resources of the domain you want to host. So for instance, you can say, okay, this domain name that I want to host should only be able to create 3 databases. This domain name I want to host should only be able to host 3 additional subdomain and all of that. So you want to create a package. So that's the first thing you want to do. So you create a package, and this package will be rules that you have defined by yourself. Now for these accounts, I already have some packages created already. What I'm just going to do is I'm going to create another package just for the purpose of this video. So I'm just going to call the name of the package Magic. Now you have to give the package a name. Then you are going to give the disk quota. So if you want 20 gig, that would be, if you want to do 20 gig, that would be like 20,000. And then usually the rule, let me just do 50 gig for this package. And then the rule is that whatever the number of disk space you are given, just multiply that by 10 and use that as the bandwidth. And then I want this site to be able to do 5 FTP connections. I want the site to be able to have 100 emails. Now, whatever you define here will be the limits of whatever site you host with this package. So if we say, for instance, that the site should not be able to do more than 5 email accounts, then once the owner of this site has created 5 email accounts, they won't be able to create additional email accounts. So I'm just going to do 100. I don't think I'll need up to 100 emails. For email lists, I don't need email lists. For my SQL, let me just do 100. I don't think I'll ever need up to that. Let me do 50. I don't think I'll ever need up to that. And if you end up reaching those limits, you can always come here to edit the package and you have an expansion on your limits. For subdomains, I don't need subdomains on these accounts. I don't need pack domains on these accounts. I don't need add-on domains on these accounts. For my hourly email limits, well, 100 may be fine, but if you are running a newsletter package on your website, probably you are running something like maybe Hawk Messenger on your website, which is our own in-house newsletter that is available for you. You may decide to just increase this limit to maybe something like 5,000 or 50,000 or 10,000. Now, because I will be using that package, I'll probably want to just say, okay, this package should, this hourly limit should maybe go to maybe like 50,000, or let me say 10,000 or whatever. So I'm just going to do 10,000, and then I'm going to leave all the rest as default. mproc, Apache mproc, blah blah blah. I'm going to leave all of that as default, and I'm going to create the package. Now, once the package has been created, you now see I now have an additional package here that has all the things I have defined earlier. And then if I need to edit this package in the future, I can just come here and click to edit, and I can edit the package. Now, the next thing I want to do after I have created a package is that I want to create a user account. So I'm going to come to the navigation panel here, and I'm going to go to users, and I'm going to say a new account. Now, when you create a new account, I want to host that domain that I registered and I linked to my VPS server. I want to now host it. And so I come to user accounts and I say new account. So now I want to host that domain that I registered and I linked to my VPS account in the last video. So what I want to do here is I want to just type out the domain I want to register, which is the domain I want to host, which is web site design magic.click. Now, this is the domain I registered earlier, website design magic.click. The next thing I want to do is that I want to give the website a username. So the username can be anything. So for this website, I'm just going to do design magic. For the okay, there is a limit of 8 characters, so I'm just going to do design mag, and that's going to be the username of the website. And then I'm going to have the password of the website, which is just going to be whatever it is you want. I'm going to have the password. I'm going to leave this password as default, and then the server IP, I'm going to leave that. And then the package that I created earlier, which is Magic, I'm going to use that package for this account. Now, I don't want to make this account a reseller account. Now, you could resell web hosting to others with your VPS server. But for a VPS server that you're going to be using personally, I don't recommend you do that. If you really want to do resellership with your VPS server, I would advise that you reach out on Hub, and then you set up a special VPS that has the capacity to handle resellership, and then you pay for that VPS on a month-to-month basis. So for now, I'm not going to give this account reseller privileges, and I'm just going to leave every other thing as it is. And then I'm going to say give auto SSL for this domain. SSL means that there's going to be an SSL certificate attached to the domain and the hosting account once I have created the account. And then the last thing I want to do is create the account. Okay, saying some fields are missing. What field did I miss out? Okay, I'm just going to do for here. Let me just put in an email address. So I'm just going to put in a dummy address, and then I'm going to go back and create the account. And once I click to create the account, you will notice that that hosting account will automatically be created for me. And once the account creation process is done, I would have access to that site live. So the account has now been created. Please always make sure that you note the password and the username of that account. So once the account has successfully been created, I can just open a new tab and test if that domain is now live. So if I go to the domain and I say website design magic.click, I should see the default CWP page. Now this means once you see a default page like this, it means that your website is live. You can give this domain name to anybody, anywhere in the world, and when you give them this domain name, they will see your website. So it is now left for you to now put information and content on this website, and that's what we are going to focus on in the next video. We are going to put WordPress on this website in the next video, and then we are going to build out our first sales page or a first sales funnel with this website that we have created just as a test, so that you can see how things work. And if you look here, you can see that an SSL certificate was automatically created for this site, and it has a valid SSL certificate. So the certificate is valid and the security is valid. So you have created an account and you have hosted your website. Your website is live. Now, anytime you now want, let me just do a logout here. I'm just going to keep, okay, let me leave this on so that we can log into the control panel. Now, from this point on, now that you have hosted a website, anytime you want to go to your admin panel, the place where you created the domain just now, you can just type this your domain and just go / and just do WHL. That's the web host manager. When you go to WHL, it will bring you to this place. So you don't have to remember your IP address or any of these long numbers. You don't have to remember. Just do your website / WHL and it will bring you here. But this particular site has its own control panel. So to access that control panel, you just go to this site and you do C panel. And then when you go to C panel, it will give you a place where you can log into the C panel of this site, and you can copy the username. So you should always remember the username, and then you can copy the password. And when you copy the username and the password, you can log in to this account. And once you are logged into this account, this is where you manage anything that has to do with your website. So for instance, when you come here, you can just scroll down and go to, let me see. So you can just scroll down and go to scripts. And when you get to scripts, you can just install WordPress. So for most people, WordPress is going to be the end game. We are going to get into that in the next video. So if you come here, you can just install WordPress. And once you install WordPress, it means that anybody who comes to your site and goes to websitedesignmagic.click will see whatever it is you have installed on your website. Now, I'm going to stop this video here, and I'll see you in the next video where we'll do a live installation of WordPress. And then I'll take you into WordPress. I'll start dealing with WordPress. We'll look around WordPress in the next video, and then we'll see how we can build a fully functional website that you can give your domain name to people, and they can go to that website and they would see your website live. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.